Hey there, and welcome to Speak English with Christina, where you'll have fun becoming fluent in American English. Today is a special episode. This is a Tame the Hot Potato episode, and it's been a while since I've done one of these, so if you don't know what Tame the Hot Potato is, basically it's a spontaneous, unscripted conversation between me and another person, often British or American, but not always. And in these conversations, you hear real, natural conversations, modern expressions, and you learn the real English the way that we speak it in the real world. With these Tame the Hot Potato videos, you also get a script and a comprehension worksheet if you're subscribed to my email list, because it's like an extra bonus to say thank you for my special subscribers. Now, in today's Tame the Hot Potato episode, you're going to meet Craig, and Craig is the creator and the owner of an American diner in Paris called Breakfast in America. And the first time I went to his diner, it was last year. So this video was actually filmed in January of 2017. But I wanted to go to his restaurant. I'd read about it on the internet and in magazines, things like that. Wanted to go and test it. And we organized to meet, to meet two Americans in Paris. What do? They meet for breakfast. And I went to his restaurant. I found that it was absolutely fantastic. It's the best American breakfast I've had in Europe since I've been here. And I thought that this would be a perfect video for you guys to introduce you to, American breakfast. And we're talking about typical foods, talking about why he created an American breakfast diner in Paris, which already has a lot of very good food, how Parisians reacted to the food, 6 different ways to order eggs in English, so some very practical vocabulary, and Craig's suggestion of the best thing to order at his restaurant. This is your chance to meet Craig, to learn a little more about breakfast in America, and to also work on understanding conversations between two Americans speaking like they have a hot potato in their mouth. All right, let's get into that conversation.
Okay, so hi, this is Christina from Speak English with Christina, and I'm really excited because we're here today in Paris at the American diner Breakfast in America, which is located in the Latin Quarter of Paris. And as you can see, it's like a real authentic American diner. And we're here with Craig, who is the owner and the creator of it. Craig, can you just maybe introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, I'm Craig. Like she said, I'm the owner of Breakfast in America. We just celebrated our 14th anniversary yesterday, so we've been here for a little while now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And how did you get the idea of creating an American breakfast diner in Paris? Because it's totally not what you would imagine finding in Paris.
Well, first I have to go back to my first time in France. I came over as a student.
Right.
And I studied here for a year, and I loved it so much, and I wanted to come back.
Yeah.
And I ended up coming over here for a job, and I worked on it for a year, and I just wanted to live here. I didn't know what I wanted to do next. And then I went back to the States. My friends took me to a breakfast joint because I hadn't had an American breakfast in a whole year.
Yeah, right.
And the minute I saw my breakfast, my pancakes, my eggs, ham, steak, home fries, I was like, oh my God, the one thing I missed when I was in Paris.
Yeah, right.
And then it just hit me. I was like, oh my God, the one thing I missed in Paris. And that's when I had the idea. It literally hit me like that, like a lightning bolt.
It was like, I have to do this.
I have to do this.
All right.
Even though I never had a restaurant, I never had my own business, and why not, do it in a foreign country, foreign language.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, why not?
Why make it easy when you can really give yourself a challenge?
Right.
Yeah. And so what's the reception been like? Have people liked it? Do people complain? Oh, it's American food? And
it's evolved over the years. The reception's evolved over the years. In the beginning, it was mainly American expats that were coming in, and some tourists. And then slowly we started becoming discovered by the French. So Americans would bring their French friends to show them what breakfast is and other things. And then slowly we started turning. We started getting more and more French students because we're near the universities. We're near Sorbonne and Jussieu. And in the beginning, I just served breakfast, and it wasn't until the French customers kept saying, "When are you going to have a real hamburger, a Thai hamburger?"
Yeah, right, that's it.
Because I knew that was a stereotype of our food, and I didn't want the stereotype. But so you can thank the French for introducing the hamburger to our diner.
Thank you, French.
Yes, and so then it became, so now it's about 70% French, 30% American. There really hasn't been, very little of anything like why have an American joint here. I thought there would be more. I really did, but I think it's because it's not a chain. It's like a real place, a real neighborhood place.
Exactly.
That it's
a small business, and I think people respect that because you're created your thing, and it's very good, and they enjoy that. So tell us a little bit about like typical American breakfast. Like what would people eat for breakfast?
Right.
Yeah,
well, it depends. If you like the salty, the savory, or the sweet. I tend to like both, but not at the same time. We were discussing that earlier. I don't want like the maple syrup touching my sausage or eggs, but usually, of course, eggs is almost always part of the breakfast. And that can be in the form of an omelet or scrambled or sunny side. That's been fun. Teaching the French the different
ways of doing
eggs. And because I'll ask them, how do you want their eggs, and they'll just stare at me.
Omelet.
I'll run through the 4 or 5 choices. Usually they're friendly, so just get that.
So you got for eggs, you got what? There's scrambled,
over easy, over medium, over hard, sunny side up.
Okay.
We love to do poached, but we don't really have the facilities for that.
I don't know, Americans, do they do poached eggs?
Well, they're eggs Benedict or something like this, but I get occasionally, I say once a week, someone asks me about the poached.
Great. Wow. Okay. And so if somebody comes into your restaurant, one of your restaurants, because you have 3, right? What would you recommend that they get? If you had to choose one dish, what would it be?
I think it would probably be the 2x2, the Deuces Wild, because it has pancakes, which is our trademark. That's what we're known for here. And then it has your eggs, and it has sausage or bacon.
Right.
Because bacon was one of the hardest things for me to find here. It's real bacon.
Oh, right,
And so, for Americans who are homesick for that kind of thing, it's great. And for French who don't know the American style bacon, it's great as well. And then the sausage choice as well, which is nice. And then after that, I would say probably my big mess, which is the scramble that has everything in it. Because you get a little piece of everything inside.
And it's the two things that he just mentioned, the Deuces Wild and the mess, is what we had for breakfast this morning. So I'll put a photo as well so that you guys can actually see what it looks like, because it's really good, and it just this is like the best breakfast I've had in like 13 years of living in France. So
I have to mention too the maple syrup situation, because in the beginning, French people would be, what, do you want to put this?
What do I do with this?
You're going to put this very sugary thing on top of my crepe.
And you're like, it's not a crepe, it's a pancake.
Exactly. And so now it's been great to see the French just like, give it to me, so they just throw it all on.
Awesome. Great. So just 2 things is that Craig actually wrote a book this year called Pancakes in Paris, which I've read, I loved, and it's a very good and a very easy read, so a good way to practice your English, and it's a fantastic story. And there are 3 restaurants, Breakfast in America, in Paris, so I'll put the links in the notes below the video so that you guys can check it out. And definitely, if you want to have like a real American breakfast, definitely come and check out Breakfast in America. All right.
And you get to practice your English here too.
Exactly. Because everybody speaks English, so you can practice your English, which is brilliant. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Craig. It was a pleasure.
Same for me.
All right.
So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed our hot potato conversation. And also, if you are a subscriber on my Speak English with Christina email list, last week you saw that we're having a special breakfast in Paris, and it's going to be at this place, at Breakfast in America. So that also gives you a little introduction to Craig, to the place where we're going to have breakfast. And and I'm just looking forward to seeing you there if you are planning on joining us. And if not, I hope that you enjoyed this Tame the Hot Potato episode, learning all about breakfasts in America. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next week with a special Christmas episode. All right, see you later. Bye.